Hello everyone, in tonight's video I'm going to show you how to tie these beautiful and very good traditional Bosnian dry flies, wet flies or whatever you want to make them, but the focus will be on this body. So the silk body, and let me just show you another one. I showed you this one in the previous video I made, the video about me tying flies in hand. So this one is a little bit bigger, but you can see the translucency of the body and how lifelike it looks like. So I'm gonna tie two variations, but I'm gonna make it shorter, of course. I'm not gonna tie two full flies, so I'm gonna make two bodies, and then one with hackle and J-wing and the other one with CDC, and that would be it. So I'm just gonna go through the materials. Materials is going to be rooster or coq-de-lion. Hackle is grizzly hackle, J-wings, barbs, and silk. Simple as that. And a little bit of thread. So without any further ado, let's just hop into tying. So I'm going to start with this golden yellow silk, which I'm going to run through wax 2 times all the length. So I'm doing it from the middle, so I just go both ways. The wax actually darkens the color of the silk, makes it a little bit translucent as you wrap it over the hook, and the most importantly, it makes it non-slippery and stronger. So as I do this, as I run it through my fingers, I'm also making it flat, which will help me later when I'm trying to tie this fly. Now I'm going to create a little loop at the end of the silk, and I'm going to run my dubbing twister every time I need it. I need some tension on this. I'm just gonna attach my dubbing twister hook and let it hang down to help me maintain the tension. Now I'm gonna have like 10 centimeters or 12 of tag behind. So I'm starting with my hands, obviously, and I'm gonna leave just a little bit of room towards the eye, because I don't need too much. I just need for like 3 hackle wraps and wings. So with flattened thread, so flatten it from time to time, same as you would do with normal thread, with the bobbin holder and thread. So run it down the hook, and I went too much, but it's okay. I'm gonna run a little bit of more wax here to make it more dark. Okay, this is going to be nice. Now I need to attach dubbing twister right now, because I need to attach tails, and for this one I'm going to use coq-de-lion. I guess that Bosnian tires would use the coq-de-lion too if they had it, because it's much better for tails than regular rooster if you're going to make dry fly out of it, which I'm doing right now. The domestic rooster that most people used 4 legs and 4 tails at the time when they were making those is more suitable for wet flies, and originally this fly is a wet fly. So I'm just gonna measure the length of the hook shank and transfer it to create tail over here. Yeah. Same techniques as I would use with bobbin holder I will use now. So you flatten the thread, you try to create the tension same as when you wrap it with the bobbin holder. Notice that it's on the far side, the ribbing silk is on the far side, and that will help me later on, and I will tell you why when we get to it. So I'm just wrapping this nicely and trying to create a taper. So I'm gonna go back and forth a couple of times. Oops, this was not a clean cut that I was after, but never mind, the length is good. I'm gonna remove the dubbing twister, because I'm gonna run the thread back and forth a couple of times. So now when it's getting twisted, I'm just gonna flatten it again and run it towards the back. And this is going to be last layer, well, second to last. So I'm holding the silk now against the hook so I can flatten the thread now again and go back and forth a little bit so you make it flat, back and forth, and you can see it's flattening itself. Okay. Now here I'm gonna attach dubbing twister again to keep the tension, and time for ribbing. Now look what happens if I run my fingers over the body. Yes, there are those little fibers, but it's okay. Look how translucent and beautiful it becomes. Almost like a live insect. Now, this one I'm gonna spin heavily clockwise direction. So as I wrap, clockwise direction will actually try to when you press it clockwise, the thread tends to run to your right. When you twist it counterclockwise, the thread goes to your left. Because I'm going with my ribs to the right, it's beneficial if I twist it clockwise, because if I lose tension, the ribs are going to go towards the eye, not towards the bend. I mean, if you keep constant tension, you don't need to worry which direction you're twisting your ribs. But sometimes we lose tension and... Okay, now I'll just go a couple of reps here, and I'm gonna hang my hackle pliers on this piece. Just enough to keep everything in position. Now, one, and then go back with this. Now, I need to attach thread that I'm going to use to finish off the fly. Black thread. Okay, I'm gonna go behind, and afterwards I'm gonna finish off and cut all the waste I don't need. So first I'm gonna cut the black one, and then just gonna go close and cut everything else. The big twister is on the floor, but it's okay. Now, because I'm using hackle for this one, as I said, grizzly hackle, I'm gonna just go and remove a couple of barbs from the rachis here, and I'm gonna attach hackle, so the first wrap goes with bare rachis. Now let me see if I did it right. Now I did. I had to pull a little bit. Yep, now it's good. Now this little tag here, I just need to shorten it a little bit. Okay. Now wing time. For the wing, I said I'm going to use J-wing, and J-wing, it has this lead color that's popular, I think, even in Coachman. So I'm just gonna take a bunch and make them perpendicular to the rachis, and then strip them at the same time. As you can see, these are together. Now I'm gonna just pinch them and then roll them between my fingers, and that's it. That's all you need. Pinch. Now measure the length. Again, hook shank or 1.5 body lengths. So like this. I usually don't measure the hook shank like so. I just like put it along and I just let it be aligned at the angle with the hook here. So counter spin the bobbin holder. so the thread jumps into my fingers. And okay, one. And these barbs are quite soft, I have to say. So 2 reps is enough. I'm just gonna cut all those buttons right now. What I mean by being soft means that they are actually relatively easy to compress. So as you can see, oh, okay, I'm going back. Smooth transition is very important here. Yeah, this looks okay. Now I'm gonna just have 1 rep over the rake is behind, and then let me see what I did. Okay, too many reps over here. Let me see. Okay, covering those buttons. Too thin thread and not so easy to flatten, so a little bit difficult to do everything right. Okay, I want to make this transition here smooth so the rakes won't slip down when I start wrapping. So this is half turn, you know, making 1 full turn, pushing the wing with a feather, and then going forward, and 2, and well, 3. That's it. I'm gonna go back with that thread. Now, over the rakes, fold it so I don't catch any barbs with it, which I just did. Okay. Nice, good. Now, opened up the bobbin holder, spin it counterclockwise, flatten the thread. Oops. Now I hit my camera, so I have to refocus again. Now I'm going to just remove 1 barb here that's bothering me. Okay, with flat thread, create this nice whip finish for the head, and that's it. Tighten it to the back, cut with your scissors, and you got yourself a nice grayling and trout fly that's traditionally made in Bosnia. Very important to notice is that the hackle is not too rich. If the fish is refusing you, first step you should do is to cut those legs underneath and make it sit lower in the film, because when you look from below you can see that those legs are not too, there are not too many of them, and like the silhouette and everything looks just right. So now let me continue and tie the version of this fly that I like the most. As you can see, I made the whole body, and it's the same as the previous one, just with 1 slight difference. I'm going to use CDC, and that would be almost it. So I'm using 2 relatively small CDC feathers, as you can see, like they're maybe 1.5 centimeters, and the reason why I'm using those small feathers is because I'm using small hook, obviously, and what is different with these small feathers is the rake is that's thinner, so I don't create myself bulk here when I'm tying in the wings. Another one you can maybe notice is that I'm not using too much of the CDC, and some may ask like why, and like is it enough? Well, this is the fly that you're going to use on slower waters, not on rough waters. So as such, it's not important to have too much wings and any other materials whatsoever. So it's minimalist fly, so you should tie it like such. So not too many details, not too many materials, just enough to keep it afloat and catch fish. Now I'm going backwards. Maybe you noticed where I left my thread, and then I'm going backwards. I don't want to go back and forth. So this would be enough. Just cut away the waste. Okay. Okay. Now, a couple more wraps here, and I'm gonna finish with thread behind. Now I'm adding dubbing here. Now maybe look at this. So the wings are positioned with flat side facing me, so it makes less resistance as you cast the fly, so it doesn't twist your tippet, and it looks more natural from the fish point of view. Now for the legs, I'm going to use a little bit of hairs dubbing that I made because of the illusion of legs that it can create. So I'm just gonna pinch out the flesh, too much flesh that I have. So this is it, a little bit of dubbing from the face mask. And I'm not even going to dub it too tight. And let me see, one more small pinch, and that should do. Okay, if I have any excess, I'm gonna just remove it. So I'm gonna go with a couple of reps behind the wing, create this thorax part that's a little bit thicker than the abdomen, that's more scruffy, and that's it. Let me see, this should be good. Now pull all those hairs back. That's it. Now I need flat thread, as I said. Always finish off with flat thread, because your knot is going to be much stronger and more neat. So you have double benefit here. Just let me check where I finished. To finish off this, I need to go further back with my thread, so I can run down from upper part down with like 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 wraps. So let me see. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Tighten to the rear, and that would be it. Take the scissors, cut the excess, and here it is. Beautiful fly for slow moving water, for picky fish that will catch you many fish. So if you haven't tried this one, please give it a go. If you don't have silk, I was using real silk, use floss. Floss is okay, rayon is okay, viscose floss is okay, anything silk like is okay. Just run it through the wax, and that's it. So guys, if you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and see you next time.